Hi everybody, this is Dave Mason of IS Photographic. You're watching another episode of Photographic Brides. And what we're trying to achieve with the series is to give you ideas, tips, tricks to help plan your wedding photography. And it doesn't matter what you know about cameras or who you're using as a photographer. Hopefully these are ideas that you can implement into your planning that'll get you closer to what you envision as far as your wedding photos. Today specifically, I want to talk about the traditional versus the more modern wedding. And from a photographer's standpoint, that's oftentimes defined by the environment the ceremony is being held in. So first we'll talk a little bit about traditional weddings. One theme that I find often makes a wedding look very traditional can be the outdoor wedding that centers on a lot of greenery. So if you're in a park or you're in an outdoor setting that has lots of lush plants, lots of greenery, in my opinion, that's going to give you a little bit more traditional look by default. There's also the traditional indoor facility, whether it be the church or the reception hall, that might feature, more traditional wood and fixtures and just a more traditional look. Something to bear in mind. Then when it comes to the modern weddings, a lot of brides are taken aback at the idea of a more urban setting where there might be a lot of gray, a lot of concrete. But then when they do see the photos from those kind of settings, oftentimes brides are surprised at how pleasing the look that is. It ends up being very modern, but almost more importantly, it ends up being very neutral background, which puts the emphasis back on you and your groom. There are also obviously indoor facilities that are much more modern. Something that you're seeing more and more these days are like warehouses, those kind of things being converted into a reception facility. And even some of the ballrooms now are very modern looking in terms of their colors and their lighting. So when you're doing your planning and you're talking with your groom and you're trying to decide if you're a more traditional bride or if you're a more modern bride, definitely be talking about the venues, the way they look, and maybe incorporating a mix. A lot of brides I know hit multiple locations throughout the day, and this is something I encourage. Something I've actually talked about in another episode of Photographic Brides is maybe incorporating a good mixture of these different looks so that you have something to choose from later when it comes to your album. I hope this has been helpful. This has been another episode of Photographic Brides. I'm Dave Mason of IS Photographic, and we hope to see you next week.